Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of meat preservation. You see that succulent steak, that juicy chicken, that plump pork chop? They all have one enemy: time. But fear not, my friends, because we're about to unlock the secrets to outsmarting time and keeping those meaty morsels fresh and flavorful for longer than you ever thought possible. So buckle up, get your cutting boards ready, and let's embark on this delicious journey together. Before we dive into the how-to, let's talk about why we preserve meat in the first place. Meat preservation has a history as rich and flavorful as a well-aged prosciutto. Think smoking, salting, drying techniques born out of necessity that not only preserved, but also transformed the flavor of meat. These methods weren't just about convenience. They were about survival. They allowed our ancestors to store food for lean times, to travel long distances, and to thrive in challenging environments. So, when we talk about preserving meat, we're not just talking about preventing spoilage, we're talking about connecting with culinary traditions that stretch back through the ages. Alright, let's fast forward to the modern age and talk about everyone's favorite appliance, the refrigerator. That humming, whirring box in your kitchen is a marvel of modern engineering, a time machine that can slow down the inevitable march of spoilage. The refrigerator hits that sweet spot, keeping your meat just cold enough to keep those bacteria at bay, but not so cold that it freezes solid. Now here's the catch. Refrigeration isn't a set-it-and-forget-it solution. Depending on the cut and type of meat, you've got a window of a few days to a week, max. Wrap that meat tightly to prevent air exposure and keep it away from the dreaded danger zone of temperatures between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, where bacteria throw a party on your food. So, you've got a surplus of steaks, a mountain of minced meat. What do? You call in the heavy hitter of meat preservation, the freezer. Freezing is like hitting the pause button on your meat's shelf life. But here's the thing. Freezing isn't as simple as tossing a hunk of beef into the icy abyss. First, you want to make sure your meat is properly packaged to prevent freezer burn, that dreaded dryness that can occur with prolonged freezing. Think airtight containers, heavy-duty freezer bags, and maybe even a layer of butcher paper for good measure. Thaw in the refrigerator overnight and avoid the microwave unless you're going for a rubbery texture. Now, let's step back in time and explore the fascinating world of curing, a method that not only preserves but also transforms the flavor of meat. We're talking about salt, sugar, thyme, and sometimes smoke, a combination that creates culinary magic. Salt is the true hero here, drawing out moisture from the meat and creating an environment where those pesky spoilage-causing bacteria can't survive. Sugar comes in as the flavor enhancer, balancing out the saltiness and adding a touch of sweetness. But curing is a patient game. We're talking days, weeks, sometimes even months of carefully monitored time for the magic to happen. From the salty tang of bacon to the complex flavors of a dry-aged prosciutto, curing unlocks a world of culinary possibilities. Canning, it's the OG of meat preservation, a method that evokes images of mason jars filled with deliciousness lining pantry shelves. At its core, canning is about creating a sterile environment where bacteria can't survive. We're talking about packing meat into jars, removing the air, and then heating those jars to a specific temperature for a precise amount of time. This combination of heat and pressure creates a vacuum seal, locking in flavor and preventing spoilage. Not only does it allow you to preserve meat for months, even years, but it also empowers you to control the ingredients and create unique flavor combinations. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tips and tricks on food preservation and cooking. We've journeyed from the ancient techniques of salting and smoking to the modern marvels of refrigeration and freezing. But more than just techniques, we've uncovered a connection to our culinary heritage, a way to honor the traditions of those who came before us. So, go forth, experiment, and discover the joy of preserving meat your way. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, remember that the most important ingredient is always your passion for good food.